Thank you. Let me see.
Mom, it was good.
Maybe you have to tell me.
Right, I said we were
Okay.
going live.
Okay. Can you see all that? I don't want to see all that. Okay. Hi. Oh, the problem is I can't see if people are talking to me. What are we going to do? We have a problem. We have a technical difficulty. Stop. I need a mirror.
How come you have more likes than you have views?
Can you guys see me? So we have an issue because my phone is backwards, which means I can't see the screen, which is ridiculous. So I didn't think about that when I flipped it around. Because I don't know if you saw the last video, but it was like hazy. We might just have to go with haze. Let me go through there. Let me see if I can go with haze. Hold on, I'm trying to flip this thing around. Whoop. Let's see here. Yikes. Yeah, we're gonna have to flip it around. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Bear with me. What can I say? My screen is flipped. I mean, my phone is, my screen is cracked, I mean. But here we are. I did go to the phone shop to try to get it fixed, but they didn't have the screen I need. So, what can you do? You just keep moving. So that's a funny way to get started. But hello. You can see me close enough. Hair today. What do you think? Get some thumbs up on the hair, yeah? So, okay. So let me tell you, I had a really good day. And not because anything in particular happened, but just because I felt really good. It feels like just things are kind of coming together, right? So I've been working a lot on different projects for myself, different wanting to get ahead in different ways. And it's working. I'm getting all kinds of amazing results. So can you move, please? Have a kitten once again in the way. Want to see? Come here, girlie. Come here. Oh my goodness. This is the girl. It's Hunter. Okay. So she was laying on my thing down there. So I wanted to talk about kind of the process, right? For I think what is working for me anyway. And I'm gonna put my hair up, I'm trying to be cute and everything, but it's hot. So I was gonna talk to you about the process that I've been using. Oh, so much better. I have on 2 fans. Let me just say it is so, can you see me? I'm like glowing. It's super humid here right now. And the heat index is like through the roof. So it's feeling like 100 or something. Hi, Jay. Thanks for saying hello. I appreciate it. Forgive me as I work out the kinks getting started with the camera situation and all that. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about what I feel like has been working for me, and maybe it'll work for you too. How's that? Oh yeah, that's good. Less of a glow. So if you've been watching any of my recent videos, you've heard me talk about how I'm doing energy work, right? And it's not like hocus pocus or anything, but definitely the way that we feel. Morena! Glad you made it, girl. The way that we feel is energetic, right? So that if you're feeling great, you're like buzzing, you're feeling really good and everything. I'm trying to figure out my hair. That's very different than if you're like in a shit mood or feeling really depressed or angry. It's just, you can tell there's a different energy. And so when I talk about doing energy work, it's like I'm trying to put myself in the position of that good feelingness a lot, because I just see the difference it makes. And I know that I'm trying to create more of that and more of the things it's going to bring to me. And so it's working. It's working. So I actually wrote some notes because I want to share some things with you guys today, because like I said, I feel like if I'm doing something that's working for me, it makes sense that it might work for somebody else. So, what is that? So, so I want to talk about feelings because your feelings are magnetic, right? If you're feeling in a great mood, If I'm in a great mood and I walk out the door in the morning and I see people and I'm like, hey, how are you? And or even if I don't speak to them, but I'm just like emanating positivity and goodness, chances are I get that back. Maybe not from like the specific person in front of me, but it just comes back. Likewise, if you are just a grouch all the time, the likelihood is that you're having experiences that make you feel that way, right? Or you're calling, maybe not have, you're calling them to you. It's not necessarily accidental. And so I wanted to share like this just really good news about how things are moving. And I don't know if any of you guys follow this kind of stuff. I don't really follow it, but I know people who do. And I just read various things. And so what apparently is happening right now is that in our universe or multiverse, if you are aware of or believing in a multiverse, meaning that there's not just like our one solar system, there could be multiple systems and galaxies and whatever. And like, why not? You know, who's to say that we are the only life form and, you know, planetary system out here? There's, my son said, you know, Mom, actually there's more planets than there are grains of sand on the beaches. I was like, what? I mean, doesn't that blow your mind? So, lost my train of thought just that fast. So there's like some shifts apparently happening. Not just shifts, but there's apparently the way that things are positioned right now. It is a super, super, super powerful lining up of planets and forces and all that stuff. And so it's affecting us. Whether you realize it or not, it's affecting us. Just like when there's a full moon, it affects the tide and affects all those things, it's affecting us too. And for example, I read somebody's, something that someone wrote the other day saying, hey, have you been feeling like really, really tired? Or are you like awake in the middle of the night? That's me, I'm the second one. Well, I'm actually both. So it's like I'll be tired in the middle of the day, but then in the middle of the night, boop, I'm up thinking about stuff or just wondering like, why am I awake? So there's a lot of things that are just affecting how we move and how we feel and like what's going on. And that's not just, it's not just you, it's not just me. There's some stuff going on universally, but we can use it to our advantage. So I spoke with a viewer the other day. What's up out there, island gal, another island gal. We were talking a little bit about manifesting. And I know that word gets thrown around a lot these days, you know. Excuse me, I'm glowing because it's so hot. I have 2 fans on me right now and I'm just like melting. I could even take this off and you wouldn't even know, huh? See? For those who don't know, they'll join in and be like, is she naked? Maybe. So let me just talk to you a little bit about manifesting because, you know, again, that's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but it just means like creating stuff, right? Creating stuff that you want to have happen in your life. And there's 2 really primary factors, but there's a few others that I want to talk about. So one of them is your intention. Like, what are you intending? What are you on purpose wanting to create? And that's super important because a lot of people don't even know, right? They may be like, I hate my life, my job sucks, my, you know, wife is whatever, I'm just complaining all the time, but they don't know specifically what they want or what they would do differently. Like, you know, I think I asked this question way back when in one of my videos. People always like, oh, I want to be a millionaire. If you had $1 million right now, what would you do with it? Like specifically, and okay, I'd go buy this car or whatever, but like, do you have it all worked out? So your intention is just that, like being really, really clear about what you want. And that's really important because in order for us to get what we want, we have to know it like specifically, you know? And I think a lot of people miss that step. And sometimes I think we focus on like, oh, the stuff. Like I want a car, I want a house, I want to have this job, or I don't want to have to work or whatever. But like, besides that, like, how do you want to feel? I think for me, it's become more about that, about the feelingness, because a lot of people have stuff and they're still not happy. A lot of people have a lot of money and they're still not happy. So I want to caution you, if you're thinking about, oh, I want to just, have a bunch of money, well, why? What do you want to have? What is it? Sorry, not what do you want to have, but like, why do you want to have that money? The why is the critical piece, you guys. Because once you know why you want to have it, because I want to have a sense of freedom, because I want to be able to help people, because I want to give to, my family and, take my family out of debt or something. That creates more of the power behind it than just like I want a bunch of fluffy stuff, because we can have all that. How many people do you know, whether it's celebrities or whatever? Hi, Hugh. Yeah, everything is going very well. Thank you. It's very hot here right now. It's very humid, which is why I'm glowing. Have my hair up. I got my hair cut today, though, you guys. Oh, thank you. Somebody noticed my hair. Thank you. I got a little color. I finally went and got it kind of like, whatever, attended to, because I just couldn't take it anymore. Okay, so intention. Thinking about what do you intend, what is it that on purpose I'm wanting to have happen in my life, right? Super important. Get focused on that. The other thing, there's several, but let me go through. I'll go through the order that I wrote them down in, but I'll tell you which ones I think are really important. They're all kind of, but like the big ones. The next one is focus. You have to focus. If you were like wearing like what do they call it? Not the odometer, the little thing on your car that's kind of telling you how fast you're going, whatever, and you're not consistent, it's not going to work, right? You have to be focused on what you want. And that means, so we just had a tropical storm here, right? Storms are going to come in your life, meaning difficult times, COVID, you lose your job, your man leaves you, you get sick, whatever happens, and you cannot let those kind of tides knock you off your course. Yeah, applying good energy for sure. You have to stay focused on what you want even when the challenges come, because you already know this is not a news flash, right? Stuff's going to happen. It's going to happen in your life, whether it's happening directly to you or it's circumstantial, like, for example, this COVID situation, right? It happens and it affects all of us. But if you lose momentum for a long time during an adverse situation, it's not really going to work. Hi, James Eason. Nice to have you on a live. Thanks for joining us. So you got to stay focused. And again, the intention and focus go hand in hand, because you have to know what you want and you have to stay focused on that. Don't just get, oh, I want a car. Oh, no, now I want this. Now I want that, like a kid in a candy store. Like, just be really clear. Maybe you just start with like little stuff, right? Consistency is my next one, because what I just said, like anything else, you have to be consistent. You don't go to the gym one time. Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Send me an email at freeislandgirl@gmail.com, and we'll talk about that. You got to be consistent with anything else. So I go to the gym, as many of you know, and thank goodness I can go back to the gym now, because during this 4-month COVID, I feel like I have a COVID 10, right? I got the COVID 10. I got the 10 pounds. It feels like it anyway. My trainer was like, nah, you didn't. I was like, yes, I do. Because I fell off. Well, I had to fall off because there was no gym, right? So whatever it is that you want to do, you got to be consistent with it. What am I talking about? So I am a fan of journaling, as many of you know. Here's my journal. This is one of them. I have many. Handy dandy trusty journal. It's mostly full. Look at this. So we're at this point. This is the end. I only have this much left. But all of this is stuff I've been writing for months and months and months, or whenever. I got this for Christmas. So, and really, if I had been super consistent, this would have been done a long time ago. But a lot of it is repetitive, but that's okay, because I'm just like cementing in, here's what I'm focused on, here's what I want to achieve, here's why I want this, here's how I want to feel in my life, here's what's important to me, here's how I want my life to progress. And there's something about the act of writing it down. I think it helps you get really clear, for one, and it helps you kind of confirm with yourself what it is that you want. freeislandgirl@gmail. Yes, that's correct. So consistency. Consistency in itself is also building up a discipline in you to make you stay focused, to make you, sorry, the messages. So I don't know about curfew, I'm not sure. What was I saying? Let me just stop for a second, because I watched some of the playback from the last video I did, and I was like reading every message and trying to answer. Then I realized I didn't like finish half of my sentences, so I need to focus on what I'm saying, and then I'll try to go back and look at the comments. So otherwise I'm like a schizophrenic person all over the place. Consistency. I'm trying to be consistent with my message here, which is it's like the act of repeating something. That's what I'm saying. Going to the gym, you have to go again and again and again. If you want results, you have to do stuff until you see the change. And sometimes the change doesn't happen for months, right? Sometimes it doesn't happen for years. But it's like, how bad do you want it, right? And just because it's not happening for months or for years doesn't mean that, oh, we're doing something wrong, or, you know, God's mad at you, God's testing you. I don't think it's that. I just think that sometimes the timing needs to be when the timing is. Because if we get everything when we think we want it, it may not be as luscious as it could be if it came in springtime or, you know, I don't know, next month. So be consistent. The next thing is you must believe. You must believe that what you want is capable of being gotten, right? And it is. I mean, here's the thing. If you're imagining it, if you're thinking of like, you know, leaving your job and starting your own business, or, you know, buying a house, all those things, but you don't know how it's going to happen. You don't, like, I don't have the money to buy a house. I don't have the knowledge to start a business. I don't have the money to start a business, whatever. That doesn't really matter, right? Many people have done many things without knowing exactly how, without having the money, without having certain expertise. You can always get that. You can get a loan, you can get money, you can get people who do know what they're doing to help you, whether it's people who can help you finance or, you know, understand business plans, that kind of stuff. So just believe. Oh, Patrick, I just saw your email. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you just have to believe. Believing is so key, because if you don't believe in your own desires and your own dreams, truly, what is the point? Like, why are you even wasting your time, right? So you must believe. And like I said before, there's a power in our thoughts. There's a power in our, there's power in our thoughts. There's like, our thoughts are magnetic. Our feelings are magnetic, and our thoughts are actually substance, right? There's a substance in our thoughts, because they're like brainwaves we're sending out. That's how things happen seemingly magically. You know, you're like sitting around one day and thinking about some old friend of yours or old roommate or whatever, and like, I wonder what they're up to. And all of a sudden, right, it seems like they call you up, or someone tells you, hey, I saw so-and-so today, they told me to tell you hi. Things that seem really coincidental, it's not coincidence. It's because you have put out and you've emitted a certain frequency. You know, I'm all about this stuff that is creating something. It's that ripple effect. It's the ripple effect of like, boom, I'm thinking about my friend Boris, right? One of my besties from college and in life. And then I think about Boris and what's going on. And the next thing you know, he sends me an email, what's going on? Or text, hey, what's up? And I'm like, just thinking about you, what's up? That kind of stuff happens. Or you're thinking about, you know, again, something that you want to manifest. But you don't know how it's going to happen. And then you see, like, let's say, again, you want to start a business, a floral business or whatever, and you have no clue. Oh, I'm too hot for this hair. You have no clue how to do it. And then you see a commercial on TV about, have you ever wanted to start a floral business? Right? Seemingly like ridiculously coincidental, but it's not. You get the idea. Let me move on. Oh, here we go. Finally, practice. You must employ some type of practice to be able to get the results you want. And I kind of feel like some of the stuff is elementary, but I'm going over for the people who have not been doing it, or the folks in the back, or the folks who are feeling flustered. Louisa, hi Louisa. Or people who are feeling stuck and can't figure out, like, what do I need to do? So I already mentioned journaling. Do it. If you feel, I mean, some people just hate to write, and I kind of don't even want to let you guys off the hook, because it doesn't really matter if you don't want to do it, right? Like, I don't really want to go to the gym every time. I'm supposed to go tomorrow, and I'm like, do I really feel like going? No, I don't really want to do a lot of stuff I have to do, but I do it because I want the results, right? I definitely want the results. So get yourself a journal, go to wherever. You may have some extra pads in your house that are just, you know, laying around. Use that stuff, start writing down things. And at first, if you don't really even know what, just freehand, just write, just like whatever comes to your mind, just get it out. Because sometimes there's just cobwebs in there or clutter that we don't know what the hell is going on, especially now with all this, you know, the way we've been living life for months and months now. Everyone's a little off kilter. And so just get that stuff out. Maybe you just want to scribble on your pad. Maybe you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Really, maybe you have to just like let some of that stuff out. Or I'm so mad at blah, 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 before you feel like you can push through. I don't know what your process is that, and then you will get to like, then begin to ask yourself like, what do I really want? Like, what do I want? And you might be like, I want some ice cream. I want some, like, things that are just really superficial. Just keep pushing through, pushing through, pushing through. If you're not at that level, if you do already know and you can focus on things, then get to like, what do I want? Okay, I want to, fill in the blank. Why? Why do you want that? Because whatever. And the more, and and ask, okay, so let's say you say, I want to move. I want to have a new house. I want to live in a new place. I want to move to the DR, right? Why? Oh, because I'm tired of the rat race. Okay. And so what do you feel like in the DR is going to give you? Why do you feel like the DR is going to give you a change from that? Just keep pushing why, so that you become really clear. Oh, well, because we have traffic here too, let's be clear. There's some people who are stressed out here. So why do you think, hi Isaac, why do you think that this is going to make you feel better? Why is it? Because I'll have, fresher air. Okay, because I will, be able to change the pace of my life. Like really drill down into what is it that you think is going to work for you if you move, or if you have another job, or if you, whatever, lose weight, whatever it is, quit smoking because I want to feel healthier. Okay, well, what about feeling healthier? Well, I'm having trouble breathing, or I'm tired of coughing, or I want my teeth to look white again, or whatever, right? Be really clear. Another thing, so I mentioned journaling, I think is really good. Use your imagination to play with, these kinds of thoughts. Your imagination is super, super, super powerful. And I can tell you, I have been dreaming of certain things for years. Here's an example. So obviously I like to travel. I have a sense of adventure, and I like to live a life that's a little different. Like the 9-to-5 whole thing never appealed to me. I've done it, but it just never really appealed to me. And I always wanted to sort of figure out how I could live in different parts of the world and support myself and raise a child and all that. And these days now, of course, it's easier because of the internet, and now with everything being remote, it's even more possible. But for a while, that wasn't necessarily the case, and I did not know like what I was going to be able to do to allow me to do this. But I knew that I wanted it. And for example, I've thought even recently, wouldn't it be great if I lived, whatever place for, let's say, the school year, because I have a school-aged child, and then during the summers, I could use that time to like, oh, let's go rent a villa in this place. Hey, Cigar Talk, greetings. Let's go rent a villa here. Maybe we split the summer. Maybe we do, a month and a half one place, a month and a half someplace else, or we, whatever it is. Wouldn't that be an awesome schedule to have, to be able to live like that, right? But still have the consistency of whatever I'm doing, again, during that school year. My son has a stability, that kind of thing. I've been wanting that for a long time. Not quite sure how to make it work, and like, how's the money going to happen, and just, a lot of logistical things I was trying to figure out. Can I tell you? I've been doing, like I said, just imagining and journaling and focus. What's up, JD? I'm glad you're here. Just focusing on like wondering how that was going to happen, and doing lots of internal work about just imagining my life this way, imagining, and not just only that, but various aspects, but that's just one example, right? I received an email, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, seemingly out of the clear blue. Someone I have not even communicated with in years, former professor of mine, who wrote to me and said, hey, I don't know what you're up to these days, or what if you're thinking about, being back in the US at all, but there's a job opening, and I'd like for you to apply for it. And I was like, okay, cool, and whatever, sure, I'll take a look at it, threw my hat in the ring. Can I tell you, I want to say maybe a week later, maybe a little over a week, I'd had an interview with a panel of 4 other people, a Zoom interview with 4 other people. They asked for 3 references. I ended up giving them, I gave them 5, but they talked to 4. Had all my references checked. They all gave me like amazing, glowing reviews. I got a new job. Boom, just like that, which I can do remotely, which will give me summers off and allow me to do exactly that I was talking about. I was like, get out of here, it's amazing, right? And another opportunity came to me that, that's what I'm saying, that's why I'm having this particular live stream tonight, because things have just like moved, like whew, all of a sudden, Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm pretty excited. Things have happened just all of a sudden out of the blue where I had been doing things for months, trying to put stuff. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate that. Where I have been trying to like make things happen and then wondering like, oh, what am I going to do? And like, so many of you remember when COVID first happened, I was like, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's going to be fine. And, you know, focus on what you can do and all that. And at the time when I was saying that, my job was still going. I was okay, right? I was feeling pretty comfortable. And then things eventually tapered off for me. And I had one of those moments like, oh, okay, like, here we go, right? It's about to get real. But I had also been, manifestation is super powerful. That's why I'm talking about this. I know it's not like newsflash, but it is so incredibly powerful and it works. That's why I'm telling you guys this, because it is happening for me like real time. Thank you, everybody. Mwah. I appreciate that so much. And so I'd been like working on this stuff, and the first thing that happened that I knew I was kind of breaking through some stuff is that I looked at one of my bank accounts one day, just randomly, like I check stuff every now and then. Did this go through to that? You know, whatever, checking in my stuff. And I had like thousands of dollars extra, not extra, but like that I wasn't expecting out of the blue in my account. And I was like, what is this, right? And I had been, let me show you the book I was using. I had just been doing exercises in this is called the Abundance book. It's like a little pocket-sized, tiny book. You see it's all beaten up, but there's this 40-day like abundance plan practicing you do. And basically it's like every day you kind of focus on sort of like a mantra, right? And just all it is really is recognizing that it's nothing is outside of us. Everything God, everything that creates abundance is within us. It's not about your job. It's not about your spouse. It's not about a trust fund. It's not about whatever. It's like the creation really is inside of us. And I was like, all right, I'll test it. Let me give it a try. Yeah, it's very well used, this book. It's all like underlined and, you know, special parts of it. So, and so I was like, okay, I got 40 days. And so I marked on my calendar day 1 and I counted off 40 and I put end. I think it was day 6. I'm not sure, but I think it was day 6 when I checked my account. And I wasn't thinking, oh, let me check and see, like, did I get some money? Not at all. I was just doing things I do all the time. Check my account. I had gotten $6,000 out of the blue. And this book says, oh, people report all kinds of amazing things that happen. And I was like, cool, let's see. Sure enough, right? And so in addition to doing that, I'm just continuing. I'm always doing something. I'm always like listening to some, you know, seminar thing, or I listen to YouTube stuff like solfeggio frequencies and meditations. Even if I'm not like sitting quietly, I'll be like doing the dishes with stuff in my ears. Half the time my son's like, Mom, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I have to take the things out. Because I'm always inputting stuff that I think is going to help me, that's going to change my frequency. And here's the thing. It could be hocus pocus. I don't think it is, but it's certainly not hurting me. And when I began to see those kinds of results, I was like, okay, here's the book. It's called The Abundance Book, and the author is John Randolph Price. Don't you love it when the last name like fits, like when there's like a Dr. Butcher or something? It's a little bitty book. I don't know if you can order it or whatever. I don't even know. I have no idea where I got this book. I've had it for years, but I could not tell you where I got it. So there it is. So I did that. I did the 40-day thing, and it says, you know, once you do the 40 days, you can keep doing it, or just, you know, reminding yourself. So I haven't done a second 40 days. I might, but what I do is from time to time, like if I ever have like that ripple of, I am leveling up. Exactly, I am leveling up. You know, sometimes, you know, we all still have those moments where it's like, oh shoot, what's going to happen? I got to pay this bill, or how am I going to manage? You know, that kind of stuff. And I go, Kelly, wait, tap back into like that part of you that knows better. It's not about like this job I just got. That's fantastic, right? But I know that job is not really my source. My source is like what's in here, what's in me, what we all have. My source is this universal, never-ending supply. That is my source. That's how I got the job. That's how I got the new opportunity in LA. Did I mention that? Yeah, I got another opportunity in LA. And it's like, you know, and people just have said, hey, you know, just came knocking is what I'm saying. Like I wasn't even looking for specific, I haven't sent out resumes. Do people even do that anymore? Do resumes still exist? But like I wasn't looking in that sense. I'm always open, and I was kind of wondering like, how's this going to work, right? How am I going to be able to do these different things? And like, for example, my son wants to go to Japan. He's just kind of fascinated with Japanese culture and anime and different things. So I was like, cool, let's go spend some months in Japan, I said. And then of course, do I know how? No idea, but doesn't matter. I said it now. I told him the other day, I was like, well, you better start researching Japan. Let's go to Japan next summer. At least for a while. Let's learn some Japanese. And so, this is not all about me. I'm saying it as an example, like it's about you too, right? Whatever you want to do, begin to really, that's why I said focus, drill down. What do you want? I knew I wanted to have summers open to be able to go, and whether it's an Airbnb or whatever kind of like, tourist experience or something like that. If I want to, rent a villa, I don't know. I wanted to have the ability and the means to do that kind of stuff. I don't want to be limited in any way. Thank you, Louisa. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do feel like I've aligned. I really do feel like I've aligned. And I don't feel like I'm just like there. I think there's always like tuning up. Like again, you don't go to the gym and go, okay, I made it to my goal weight, I'm gonna just go stop now and start eating. No, it's like you keep going to maintain, or whatever it is, you keep reading to stay up on things. You keep, working on your relationship with your partner, because, it's not like, oh, we had a great day and so now we're done. You keep on communicating. You do the things that work for you consistently, and it becomes just reflexive after a while. And then the results are just natural. Maybe the next time I get a big fat chunk of money in my account, or someone calls me or emails me and says, pure at heart, I know. Or the next time someone says, hey, we have this great opportunity, it's like, well, of course you do. And I can tell you this, the other thing too, is I've had positive expectation for a long time without knowing anything, even times when my bank account was like, okay, let's just roll with this, right? I was like, I expect that when somebody calls me on the phone, they're gonna have good news. I expect that I'm gonna be fine. And I told you I listened to some things on YouTube. So I found this one, like a short, it might be like 4 minutes or 6 minutes long. It's called Morning Prayer. And this is a black man, I don't even know his name, but I just happened to hear him one day. And he says this prayer of like, he starts to think, he's like, we're gonna declare this stuff now, and be careful, because once you say it, things are gonna start happening. And he goes over all these things, like, I wake up in the morning. I've told you guys this before, because I would tell you how I wake up and I speak favor over my life. Remember that? Those of you who've been watching me, I would wake up and speak favor over my life. And what I mean when I say speak favor is I would say, today's a wonderful day. Hey, Houston, what's up? Today's gonna be a wonderful day. I'm having great news. I feel great. I'm so happy to be alive. It's beautiful outside. And, I'm protected from anything. Yes, affirmations. And this is in the middle of COVID, in the middle of having no idea what was going on. I would just continue to speak. Like, my son and I are healthy. I feel wonderful. We're safe. We're protected. We have more than we want. Everybody's checking in. I love it. Thank you, guys. I hope you're getting some benefit from this. I would just do, sometimes it was like I would follow, because the man, the YouTube thing, says, okay, repeat after me, basically, and I would do that, and then I would just take it and do my own thing. But I was consistent about it, right, all the time. And like now, do I do it every single morning still? No, I don't do it every single morning, but I feel a lot of gratitude when I wake up. And if I'm not doing that, I'm always doing something, is my point. I'm always doing something. I enrolled in this thing called Lifebook. Many of you have heard of the company called Mind Valley, and they have all these different programs for like, improving your life, or making your business better, or working on your relationship, or whatever it is. And hi everybody. Yeah, I really do think I have a pure spirit. And again, those of you guys who've been watching me, this is what I'm about, right? Anyway, so I enrolled in one of their programs, and I'm just always doing something, and I do feel like I've achieved it. I think, let me say this, I think what I'm seeing happening now, these results are the result of my alignment. Just called me. Okay, I saw myself freeze. I think what's happening is just the effect, right? The cause is what I'm doing, tuning into like a sorry, my mother is calling. You know how it is when your mother calls you, you say, no, you decline, and then she calls back and back and back. So hopefully she'll like realize that's not a good time. I don't know about the curfew in DR. I will find out, and I can put something in the comments later. But yes, I guess I am giving a testimony. I saw that comment by somebody. Yeah, I'm telling you what's been happening for me and how I'm getting astounding positive results. And it's not just from, oh, I did this one thing. It's a cumulative effect that I'm doing stuff all the time. And really, you guys, I've been doing this stuff for years. And that doesn't mean that, okay, you have to spend 10 years in order to get a result. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I've been doing it for a long time. And I found I've had different results over the years. I mean, moving to the DR was a result in a way, right? But I'm talking about like immediately, in the immediate instance, I believe that what's happening to me now is the result of stuff that I've been doing recently. So what am I doing? I told you, I wake up in the morning, I'm either speaking favor over my life, saying, you know, any type of positive thing, you know, I'm healthy, my body, and let's say right now that you're not in great health. Let's say you're having a challenge of some kind. Doesn't matter. You can either speak like generally, like I'm in great health, I feel wonderful, my body, every cell in my body is operating perfectly, it's in alignment with its true nature. My brain cells are doing what they're supposed to do, my blood cells are doing what they're supposed to do, my skin cells are doing what they're supposed to do. You know, you can get to that level, or you can just be general, like, you know, I'm in great health, I live in a safe place, I always have enough money, I always have gas in my car, all my bills are paid, I live in here's what I used to always say, I'd be like, I live in a state of abundant overflow. Because people would be like, oh, I want to have my bills paid. And I was like, well, I want more than that. I don't just want my bills paid. I want to have that, and then I want to have more to do whatever I want. And not in like a greedy way, but if I want to buy a pair of shoes, for example, or I want to go out to dinner, I don't want to be like, okay, counting, do I have, no, it's like I have plenty. So I live in a constant state of abundant overflow, like joyous, happy, loving existence. That's how I want to live. And so I'd say those kinds of things. I'd speak for myself, for my child. You know, my relationships are positive. So you get it, all that kind of stuff. Again, I would do a lot of journaling. I've been doing chanting. I think I may have mentioned that. I have a friend here who's Buddhist. I'm not a Buddhist, but I like the feeling that chanting gives me. It's like a vibrational thing, and not supposedly, but I don't mean to, you know, diminish that. I'm just saying I don't know a lot about the Buddhist tradition, but my understanding is that the words that we chant have a particular meaning, which is really just about universal law and creation, same kind of thing. So however you choose to do it, just begin to, you know, implement some practices, whether you do like the Abundance Book Challenge, or, you know, listen to stuff on YouTube. YouTube is a huge resource. You get all these free things that you can check into, right? So if you want love in your life, do love meditation, or like I go to sleep sometimes listening to, I don't like to listen to words really, maybe, sometimes frequently I listen to subliminal messages. So they're saying, whatever, you have an abundance of money, you have love in your life, you're whatever, that kind of stuff, but it might be like raindrop sounds or something like that. So I do that. You get the idea. What else? Okay, so I'm reading this book right now by a man called Viktor Frankl, and he was a Holocaust survivor. He was in a concentration camp, and so his book, a really famous book, is called Man's Search for Meaning. There we are. Where am I from? I'm American, Black American. Yeah, Dominicans tell me all the time. Someone told me today or yesterday, they tell me all the time, you look like Latina. I was yesterday at the gym. The trainer was like, you look Latina. And I was like, yeah. I mean, we're cousins, right? It's just a matter of whatever, roots. But we're all cousins. As you can see, the leadership of the U.S. has manifested the mood of an entire country, more deadly than, absolutely. And so do not buy into, first of all, turn off your television, okay? Get off all that mainstream media, because they are not here to help you. Let's be clear. They are not here to uplift you and give you the true secrets of the universe and make you know that you are powerful. You are all powerful, because God is not out there somewhere deciding if you're worthy of, you know, some blessing. God is in all of us, right? And whether you believe in God or not, okay, I mean, I'm speaking about my belief. God is inside of all of us. And I say God because I feel like that's just a very all-encompassing term. Whatever you want to call it, if that's what you believe, we all have that same innate ability. We are born with it. We are created with a spirit inside of us that is all powerful. It's not like you have to pray to some external God to get some result. I mean, I speak to God sometimes, right? Like when I'm praying or whatever, but I also recognize that it's not like something that's apart from me. It's in me, so I have the same power to create that any other God would out there. Okay, yeah, the news. The news is going to keep you in a certain cycle of belief, a certain cycle of thought. Remember I told you your thoughts are powerful, your thoughts are magnetic? If you watch that stuff and you allow that to be planted in you from India, oh, well, hello, what a treat, how wonderful. If you watch that stuff and you just allow that to be what's, because those are seeds, right? Seeds of energy, seeds of thought, seeds of belief that get planted in you. Oh my God, the sky is falling, the economy is tanking, the Dow Jones tanked today, you know, all that type of stuff. Oh, people are shooting each other, Black Lives Matter. Hey, so I saw a post on someone's Facebook the other day that Black Lives Matter people were burning Bibles in, what is it, Portland. And you know, doing all this stuff. So I looked at it and I was like, okay, there were some people who had done that. I know, and I'm not, listen, I'm for everybody loving everybody and being kind, okay? And that's one of the things I want to talk, it does bring on anxiety. There are some people, whether they're affiliated with Black Lives Matter or Antifa or KKK or whomever, you can always pick somebody and find that there are some. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for your comments. There's always somebody, I don't care if you pick the best group of people or whomever, there's going to be good apples and bad apples in every bunch. So really there's only two types of people in the world. I don't care if you're talking about black, white, Protestant, Hindu, you know, Russian, New Zealander, doesn't matter. There's a decent, good person and there's a person who is not right morally and spiritually. That's really it. That's really it. And so here, let me show you this book. This is what I'm currently reading. Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Okay, this was a man, again, see like the barbed wire? He was in a concentration camp. And his book is not so much about, and I actually got this for my son, see it's for young readers, but it's still a little bit much for him. But I was reading it because I think it's fascinating. It's not so much about, oh, this horrible thing happened in the camp and here's how they treated people. I mean, they do talk about that. But he's really talking about how some people were able to rise above that. And even though they were facing the most horrific circumstances, like how come some people can go through horrible circumstances and survive and even thrive, and others just fall off and they lose hope and they die and all that stuff. Yes, I've listened to Joel Osteen. You know, what is the difference between those of us who can sustain ourselves through really challenging times and others who just lose it? Look at what's happening with COVID. There's some people who are not okay right now, whether they're harming themselves or whether they're just out in the streets losing it, or like somebody shot a cop the other day, whatever it is. I mean, just it's having a hard time. But the power that we have is not really an external power, it's the internal thing. That's what I was talking about, that God inside of you. That's what you want to cultivate. Because if you have that cultivated, no matter what happens in your life, you have a divorce, you lose your job, you file bankruptcy, you get really sick, no matter what happens, you know, you can draw upon that and that will get you through. Doesn't mean things won't be tough, but you can draw upon that strength. That'll get you through. And I know I started a couple different lines of like thought, and I haven't finished them all. But yogi book. I'm reading the comments. But yeah, you want to control what you put into your portals, right? Your eyes. What are you reading? What are you looking at? What are you paying attention to? That includes not just like news, videos. What are you watching? You know, who are you looking at as a role model in your life, right? What are you listening to? Even the music that you hear. Let's say you're just bopping along, listening to some music, not necessarily listening to the lyrics, like intentionally listening. But if there are lyrics that are just, you know, have some really negative bent, that's getting into your subconscious. That's affecting you. You know, what are you putting in your mouth? That's my challenge right now. I'm trying to like drop some pounds. So it's like, okay, Kelly, stop. Just because you want some junk food, that's not a good enough reason, right? What do you want more? You want the junk food more? You want your French fries or your whatever you like, your ice cream or your, you know, whatever. If you guys have a thing, I like sweet stuff. Do I want that more, or do I want to look like, wow, more? Well, I want to look, and I feel pretty good now, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I want to be even better. So I have to be willing to be disciplined enough to not just give in to the moment. The same thing applies with your thoughts. You can have a challenging situation that makes you go, oh no, I hate this person, or all of those people are bad, or uh-oh, I'm going to be in trouble because I lost my job, any of that kind of stuff. Or you can allow your thoughts to just go, no, okay, there's something challenging here, but I'm still going to focus on what I know, what I believe, which is I have control, I have power. You may not feel like it at the moment, but you continue to just reinforce to yourself all of those positive messages that you need to get through, right? So, you may be struggling right now financially because of a job loss or something, but you know that you're going to be okay. This is not a permanent situation. There's plenty of people who've been in your same situation. There are many resources out there to help people. You can call on friends and family potentially. You can watch a video like this or many others that will give you positive, reinforcing, uplifting messages. You see what I'm saying? There's just a lot of different things you can do. And so it is incumbent upon each one of us to draw upon that inner strength. That's what's going to get you through. If you have friends or other people you can rely on, type of power. I just have power. I don't know. And so do you. If you have friends or people that you can talk to, that's great, right? But be careful who you're speaking to. Be careful about the messaging that you are sharing with people. Be careful who you're allowing to share with your energy. Are the people that you're dealing with on a daily basis, and forgive me for using this word, but are they really worthy of your time and your energy? Because everybody's not going to help you get to where you want to be. And I don't mean that in the sense of like using people. I mean that in the sense of, if you're dealing with someone who's always just got a complaint and it's just always something's wrong and there's a problem, and you may have said, hey, listen, focus on this or try that or stay positive. You've tried to kind of give them a little nudge in that direction, but they just are stuck in that way of being. And you're trying, meanwhile, to uplift yourself. You might have to just spend some time away from that person, or really set some boundaries on how much you allow that person to affect you. Thank you, Ralph. I saw that. Self-preservation has to be first. Because if you're not okay, how can anything else be okay? How is your family going to be okay? How are you going to maintain your own sense of well-being and make good decisions, whether it's what you eat or how you communicate or whether or not you're going to have road rage that day? If you're out of balance, everything else in your life is going to be out of balance. So if you have people that are pulling on you, bringing you down, always negative, always have a complaint, always criticizing you, you got to give them the Heisman, right? And I know my screen is blurry. Sorry. It's cracked. I tried to get it fixed. You have to make yourself your most important priority. And that doesn't mean that those people will be out of your life forever. Maybe, some of them may be, and some of them maybe need to be. But then it could be that you just need a time away so that you can really get your stuff together and let them get their stuff together. Maybe they need to go and just, be in that negativity so much that they can't stand it anymore and they pull themselves out. I don't know, but you understand what I'm saying. I just think it's critically important to get really clear. That's what I said about focus. Be really clear about what is it that you want. How do you want to live? Who do you want to be surrounded by? Like, who do you want your friends to be? Who do you want to be, having dinner with? Is it people that are always gossiping and saying negative stuff about other folks? Because I know some people who are just, always really wanting to, oh, the painting is beautiful. It's a Haitian painting, yeah. Those are all over the place here. It's a dime a dozen. Who do you want to be spending your time with? Who do you want to be sharing your energy with? Whose energy do you want to absorb? Because, when you're around people, you're picking up on their vibes too, whether you want to or not. If you're around a bunch of people who are just negative or complaining or hateful, she thinks she's cute, blah, 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 and always having something negative to say. Or, oh yeah, I know he may be doing okay now, but I know last year, he and his wife were having a hard time. That kind of stuff. Always having the backbiting stuff. That's not where you want to be, is it? That's not where you want to be. You want to be around people who are going in the same direction as you, focusing on the same things, building themselves up spiritually, financially, having good relationships, having positive things to say, encouraging you, all that type stuff. You know, you guys have heard this before when they say that I guess it's the 5 people you surround yourself with are going to have the most influence on you. So check, who are the people that you spend the most time around? And what are those relationships like? You know? What are you like? Are you one of those 5 to someone else who's like a backbiter and a nasty grammar and always having something negative to say and always woe is me? Are you one of those people? And if you are, don't be surprised then if some people are trying to, like, you know, stiff arm you and have distance from you. You know, what's your relationship like with your family, with your children, with your spouse, with your best friend? You know, are you feeling that they're kind of like not wanting to really deal with you? Then you have to check in with yourself. It's not always the other person. And sometimes that can be hard when we realize, like, ugh, you know, it's me. You know, I did a video, gosh, over a year ago, where I was really just beginning to become very, very intentional about this up-leveling thing. Like, I think initially I just talked about, like, oh, my life in the DR and what it was like or whatever. And then I felt myself shifting to, like, just me. I was really focused on just what am I doing in this life? How am I? Okay, so I got here, I got to the Dominican Republic, and it's great, but that wasn't enough. If you want to know about investment, or you want to know about real estate, or you want to know about whatever, please email me at freeislandgirl@gmail.com, and we can talk about that. But right now I'm going to talk about what I'm talking about. And so I had gotten to the point where I knew that I wanted something more for myself. Like, I wanted to just improve, hey Casey, I wanted to improve who I was as a person. And I had no idea where it was going to take me. Oh, and I decided to do it on this platform. Like, I'm just going to tell everybody, I'm going to up level, I'm going to be the best person I can be. And I didn't really know, like, what that was going to entail, like what process I was going to go through or how that was going to look. But I was like, I'm intending to do it. Because at the time, people were like, oh my God, you're living your best life and all that stuff. And I was like, sounds good. Oh, and you're living in paradise. And in a way, yes, but I really began to, like, question, because so many people said it. I was like, well, what does that really mean? What is my best life, right? What is my best life? Is this my best life? You know, if you say that you want to live your best life, can you identify what your best life is? That's what I mean when at the beginning of this I said, what is your intention? Like, be really, really clear. Well, for me, my best life meant something a little bit different than what I was doing. It didn't mean my life was bad, but I knew that there were things that I wanted to improve upon that could have been better. And so I got really focused, and I made this announcement on here. My hair was much shorter back then. It's been, like I said, over a year. And I was like, I'm going to up level, and I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to let you guys see what it looks like. And when I crash and burn, and when I'm having tears and feeling crazy, I'm going to let you see that. And when I feel great and I find something that works, I'm going to let you see that too. And so that's what this is. It's a continuation. And I'm telling you now, I have been working on this stuff consistently, not the same thing every single day, but the objective has been consistent. I have been doing the same types of things. I have been focusing on improving myself and speaking positively and choosing to think a good thought instead of thinking a fearful thought, choosing to say something positive instead of, like, saying, my, you know, oh, my body, I wish I didn't have this piece of fat on my stomach, or I wish I, you know, good for you, Kelly, that you went to the gym. Just always choosing the thought and the behavior that is in line with what you want to do and where you want to be. It's like practicing new habits. It doesn't just happen because we think about it. It happens because we practice it. And so practice that which you want to become. Who is the person you want to become? You want to be a very successful business person? What would a very successful business person be doing every day? How would they stay up late at night reviewing, I don't know, prospectus from some business? From some other business? Would they be, like, tuning into certain types of things online to give them other skills? Would they be connecting with other business people who are successful? Like, what would you be, if you were that person that you want to be, what would you be doing? Like, imagine yourself there now. You want to have a better marriage. Okay, what would that look like to you then? What does that mean? I want my marriage to be better. Okay, that's not good enough. You want to have better communication with your spouse. You want to have better sex. You want to have more regular sex. You want to look better so you feel more attractive, or you want that person to be more attractive. I mean, it's that level of, like, detail, like, be really, really specific, and then take those actions that you've identified, right? And it's not going to happen all at once, but begin to just become that person. I have talked about this before. It just came to me, and I did a video when I was, like, in the water at the beach a few months ago, and I was like, it's like that whole future you thing, like, who do you want to be begin to be that person right now. So, it's funny when I do these videos sometimes, I talk and talk and talk and talk. Yes, I'm very happy. And then I feel like I get it all out and I'm like, okay, because sometimes I feel like I veer all around. I'm trying to say different things, but I think I basically caught everything. I think I got the essence of what I wanted to say tonight, which is that, again, the short of it is I've just begun to feel really, really good. And I wasn't feeling bad before, but it's like I realized I've gotten like to a certain level where I'm, whoa, like I'm riding on some kind of a wave. And not just do I feel good, I am recognizing that I'm realizing certain like results, certain effects are happening as a result of the causes that I've been putting in, as a result of the consistent work and discipline and all that. I remember, I don't know, I guess sometime last year when I've been going to the gym for, a year or so, like working out with the trainer and da, 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 da. And one day, all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, my body was just hitting really. And I put on these clothes and I was like, oh my God, I look really good. And it was like one day I just kind of realized I did it. I look really good. And it wasn't like I felt like I didn't look good before, but I was wanting to do certain things, and all of a sudden you just realize, oh my God, you get there. And that's what I'm talking about now. I feel like I've hit a certain stride, or like I'm having some results. And I don't know if you guys are having good results or you're struggling in certain areas, but I'm telling you about the different types of things that work for me. I can put a list in the description box when I upload, like the final part of this video, and give you some books that I've read over the years that I think are magical and wonderful. I can also talk about different practices. Here's one quick. There's a game I play sometimes called What If. In fact, when I've dealt with friends before who are kind of stuck in that negative cycling, I'll tell them, like, let's just do this with me. Let's just play a little game, okay? So what if? Somebody real quick, write me a goal that you want to achieve, something that you want in your life. Please, will somebody play along with me? I need a volunteer from the audience. Somebody tell me one thing you'd like to manifest, or a for example. Is anybody going to play with me tonight? Anyone? Anyone? Type a little example. Going once? Going twice? Okay, I'll come up with an example. Let's say you want a job. Thank you, because I'm like, okay, you want a particular job, right? And let's say you're feeling bad because you don't have that job, right? And so you're like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to make money. Visualizations are super important. That's what I'm talking about. I don't have the money. I'm struggling because I can't pay my bills. What am I going to do? I need to get this job to be able to, or I wish I had, XYZ job. And you're just stuck in a rut though of like complaining about the problems, and my mortgage is past due, and I can't afford this, and oh my God, I want to get my hair done, but I can't, so my hair looks like shit now. And well, you go to the gym because you have money, but I can't get a trainer. On every single problem. Meanwhile, you're putting out the energy of all these problems, and you don't have the job, and what's wrong, and First of all, how long do you want to be around a person like that? So when I've had conversations like that, either I was that person, or I've talked to some friends of mine who were really stuck in their difficulty, I was like, okay, stop right there. What if you had that job? You see someone else who's got this amazing job that you would love to have. You'd be great at that because you have the right skills, or you're that creative person, or whatever it is. What if you had that job? Just imagine, like, what would that feel like to be that person in that job? And sometimes I could see it happen, or I could hear it on the phone sometimes. It would like stop them in their tracks and make them consider, right? And just in that moment, you are switching the energy you're putting out there. And first of all, it takes you away from like, this is wrong and that's wrong and the other thing is wrong and all these things are wrong, listing all that stuff and going down that dark path. And it switches you to like, a possibility, a hope of what if. Because if there's one job like that, there's surely others, right? So what if you had that job? What if money were not a problem? What if your mortgage were paid on time every month? What if you had that great relationship? You know, how would you feel? Seriously, like how would that make you feel? For most of us, you know, you could like exhale, you can relax, you probably have a sense of relief. There might be some comfort. You might feel excited about, oh my God, I finally get to do what I want to do and not schlepping around this other job. In other words, it's going to make you feel better. And so this takes me all the way back around to where I started this video tonight, where I said your feelings are magnetic. And so whatever you can do to begin to create the feeling that you want to have of having that great job, right? Of having that great relationship, of looking the way you want to look, of being really healthy, of not smoking cigarettes, of being able to quit, you know, whatever bad habit you have. For example, what if you weren't addicted to cigarettes? What if you lost the weight? Oh my God, well then I could buy that sexy dress I want to wear. I could fit into the, you know, I could take that woman out on a date because I'd feel better about myself. I'd feel more confident. Okay, what if you felt more confident? How would you walk? How would your body language change if you felt more confident, right? How would you look at yourself in the mirror? How would you talk to yourself in the mirror? That's what I'm saying when I'm talking about speaking favor. And hey, Ronald, when I'm speaking about all these different things, I'm talking about shifting yourself into the place that if you're not there right now, you act as if you think as if you are. And let those thoughts lead you like you're floating on a river. They're going to lead you downstream to where you want to be. But, oh good, I hope that helps you, Morena. I mean, seriously, you guys, this is the stuff that I do and I've been doing for a long, long time. And it doesn't mean that my life is perfect, that I have everything I want. There's certainly things that I still want to do and I still want to achieve and I still want to, you know, like up level in certain ways. But I'm pretty happy and I'm pretty calm every day, and even when things feel bumpy, I don't freak out. Like I said, when the situation with my job happened during this COVID thing, I was like, okay, it has to work out. I know it's going to work out. I did not know how, but I just kept believing. I just kept speaking it and writing it and reading it and believing these different things. So I think I've made my point tonight. So some of you may have jumped on late. You can go back and watch the replay if you like. I think I've dropped quite a few nuggets that will be helpful to you. Each one teach one. Thanks for sharing. Yes. Yes. It's not raining over here. It's incredibly humid here right now. It is August and it feels like August. It's hot. I think the temperatures are like in the high 80s, but it's feeling super hot. I have 2 fans on me right now and it's hot. So if you did not catch the whole thing, but you're interested in knowing how to do better in your life, how to feel better, how to get some results, I highly recommend that you go back and listen to the whole video. I've had some marvelous results recently, which I shared earlier. I'm not going to go through those again, but I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be taking a trip soon, and I'll share some of that with you. And yeah, don't be afraid to reach out and do something that feels like maybe I'm scared to do it, because I'm glad you're still here. Face good. You know, like, for example, when I took a trip to the mountains recently, you know, of course I had to pay for lodging and pay for gas and pay for this and pay for that. And I was like, okay, I could have worried about, oh, my budget, do I have it? And I was like, we're going to do this. And then sure enough, money came, right? And I'm not saying be frivolous, but I'm saying don't be so afraid to like peel off some dollars to make yourself feel good. I got my hair done because I need to get my hair done. You know, it was time. You guys heard me talking about, okay, what's up with my due? I didn't know for a long time, and I finally was like, just hook yourself up. Don't be so afraid that you're not willing to make a move because, you know, I don't look good enough to say hello to this person. They may not like me because I'm not exactly how I want to be. Just lead with your confidence, lead with love, lead with the belief that it's going to be okay, whether you're talking about money or a relationship or getting that job or whatever it is. Your belief is so important. I started by talking about this stuff. Your intention, like what are you intending to have? A job, a relationship, better health, you know, all those typical things people talk about. Focus on that. Make it focused, okay? Continue to do it. Ghosts? I have no idea what you're talking about with ghosts. Be consistent. Believe that you can have it. put it into practice. There's lots of different things you could do to practice. I've said my piece. I'm repeating myself now. Mwah. Love you guys. I'm editing some things. It's taking me a while because I'm also working on a bunch of different stuff. I have many things going on right now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I see your message, Ralph. I'm going to leave you with that. And I hope that helps somebody. If you're thinking about moving to the Dominican Republic, do check out freeislandgirl.com. You can order the DR Go resource guide there. Many people have ordered it. I've gotten some great feedback from it. And so if you're looking to come here and you want to know about how to get seamlessly into this culture and like things to do, places to stay, health insurance, residency, all that type of stuff, it's all in there, because I was getting so many questions in emails about that stuff, and I was like, whoa, here's a better idea. Let me put it all in one guide and you guys can get that, and I think it's going to be helpful. I will be doing updates on it eventually, but right now it's good. So that's it for tonight. I love you. I hope you have a great night and a great day tomorrow. I think that's it. Mwah. Bye.